Today we're going to make traditional Scottish shortbread, and you start with 200 grams of softened butter. It has to be soft so that you can add the sugar easily into it, and that's 100 grams of caster sugar. And we're now doing a thing called creaming the butter into the sugar. Now, it does take a while, but if the butter's softened, it doesn't take as long to incorporate all the sugar in. We're looking for it to get light and fluffy and paler in colour. You can actually feel the grains of sugar getting lessened as you go around. As you can see, it's starting to go fluffy and paler in colour. You can of course do this with an electric beater, but it's not as good for the bingo ones. To this we're going to add 300 grams of flour. Now you don't want to incorporate it all at once because it'll go everywhere. Just add it gradually. It does take quite a lot of beating to get it in, but it's well worth it. I know it looks like it's not going to come together, but it will. Promise. You may want to change to a spatula if you think that's easier. You can see it's of a slightly wetter than breadcrumb texture. Finally add the last of this flour, again sifting. Just turn it over. And you can see it's starting to clump together, it's wanting to go together. Oops. That's when you get your hands in and start pressing the dough together to bring it into a nice big ball of pastry. You don't want to work it too much, just enough to bring it together. If you work it too much, the heat from your hand melts the butter, making the pastry greasy. Once you've got it to fall and out on the table, I knead it just a few seconds to get all the wee bits up, and then take some cling foam, cover the bowl with it, flatten it out, and chill for a good 10 minutes in the fridge. After 10 minutes of cooling, your pastry should be ready to roll out. Take some flour and put it over your board, table, whatever, and you want to roll it out. Try to make it into a square. And it is quite a crumbly pastry, but with the butter, once it's cooked, it'll be lovely and creamy tasting. Once you've got it rolled out to the thickness you want, you don't want it too thick or too thin, you then cut fingers. Now you could neaten off the edges if you wish, but that means you lose some of your lovely shortbread. You then decide how long you want it and cutting it about 3 to 4 centimetres. Now you can, of course, use a cookie cutter and cut it into little rounds, or pull it out into a square and cut it into little squares, and then half that and you've got triangles. That works as well. I'm just going to put them out like this. And I'm leaving a space between them, not that they expand or anything, but just to enable the hot air to be round about so that it's evenly cooked. And then you put them into a hot oven, 180 degrees, gas mark 5. And I've got a fan assisted oven, so I put it down about 170 degrees. It goes in the middle shelf and it bakes for 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, take the shortbread out of the oven. It's now gone a golden biscuit colour, and you leave it for about 5 to 10 minutes to cool slightly. After which you take some sugar and sprinkle it over the top when it's still warm, as this helps the sugar stick to the shortbread. And I know there's some uneven sizes, but people love homemade cakes. There's nothing like it. Put on as little or as much sugar as you want. And after 10 minutes, when they've firmed up, you can put them on your cooling rack. Leave for 15 minutes before eating to make sure that they're crisped up, and enjoy.